Hello guys, so the next project with the Rapide is to check inside this timing chest. And if you remember, when I took the cover off, I was a little surprised at what I saw. I'm finally getting back to this now, and I've ordered some hardware, so specifically the nuts that go on these studs and bolts here in the timing case, and especially those with the oilways. They're a special nut, and I'll explain as I get those out of the box and show you what that looks like. But I'll be taking a look inside the chest, making sure everything is as expected, timing marks on the pinions are correct, etc. And just to give myself a bit of a peace of mind, knowing that I've seen some disassembly that's taken place. I just want to make sure that everything seems to be correct. The push rods as well are also out of the tubes for a reason that I'll explain a bit later. But so that'll be the next job, taking this timing chest assembly apart. And just on a personal note, I hope you all had a very nice Christmas holiday. I'm actually off work at the moment. It's New Year's Eve. I've managed to get a few jobs done around the garage, cleaning things up a little bit even more and just making things nice and tidy so that I can get back to these projects without any distractions. Very happy with this tool chest in the corner. I've been looking for a cabinet for some time, and it must have been serendipity. I visited a friend of a friend with Swoosh Dave, and Chris, his mate, actually said, hey, do you know anyone who wants a free tool cabinet? So I snagged that and cleaned it all up, greased all the rollers again, and it's like new. I've just put a temporary countertop on it for now, but I'll probably get some kind of a butcher block on the top there. And then also another job as well, a friend of mine, Dick, came round. This is the tank that came with the Vincent, and he said, let's just give it a little bit of a rub with some rubbing compound and see what that looks like. So that's another project they'll be featuring in another video. And before I start this project, I wanted to just take a moment to say that off camera I do spend quite a lot of time doing my research and making sure that I approach these projects in a very methodical way according to the instruction manuals or the other manuals. Vincent riders and owners will probably recognize all these handbooks and books inside out. They know all the part numbers by number. They know what an ET161 is if you just even ask them. And so it's fantastic. I mean, there's a tremendous community of some fabulous institutional knowledge that goes back decades on these bikes. Some of these books I bought for myself. Others I've very kindly been donated by my friend John Ulver. This one in particular, that's a photocopy. John gave me this, I believe, and this as well, I think. So I've been extremely fortunate to be part of a community of really helpful and talented engineers that know these bikes inside out. I'm just trying to capture a few of my little projects as I go along, just for myself as well as I look back over the process. So here's an example of the spares parts list. So before I start digging into the timing case, for example, there's a spare parts list, pretty comprehensive. It's clearly been written by engineers the way it's laid out, and you'll see there's a schematic. Each part or subcomponent or group of parts is labelled accordingly. So here, for example, the timing gear, it's ET, begins ET. And then every one of the parts is labelled very clearly. There's a few typos and such that the Vincent guys know all about, but it's very good, very instrumental in helping you understand how things go back together. And then for each diagram, for example here, we're looking at the steady plate now on the timing chest, ET161. We go to the corresponding parts sheet, and here ET161 steady plate. The various models that we have, the Vincent models, tells you how many you need for each model, what page you'll find it on here, or group, M013. It's all cross references with each other, M013. And then you can go online and buy these plates and other parts. You can almost rebuild a Vincent from scratch, and they actually did that back in 2007, I think it was, with the recreation of essentially a brand new Vincent, made from all the old stock or new stock that's made to all the old original patterns. So I thought I'd just share that little background story with you. This is what I do in my spare time when I'm not working on projects.